Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live. Welcome to the show. Drop your comments below. We're talking about the second round. Round two, not four. Round two and what to do in round two. It rhymes too. It's perfect. It rhymes. Hopefully you guys are excited for today's show because yesterday was really good. We got a lot of insight. Man, oh man, there's so much going on in the news. I got to get Breaking Brad in here. He's just outside in the bathroom. He's in the toilet. So we're waiting for Breaking Brad because we got a lot of news to talk about. I just want to welcome everybody in. I see a lot of regulars here, which I appreciate. So you guys listened and turned on the bell, which is great because now you guys are going to be light years, lion mentality ahead of everybody else. So if you haven't gotten 16 rounds, you guys know what to do. Go grab 16 rounds right now. Secure the solution and secure the championship, guys. That's all I got to say. Once you get 16 rounds, you're never going to look back. You guys, rankings are done. Rankings are out the door. Rankings are done. You never, ever have to worry about rankings anymore. Done. Out the door. Forget about it. Okay? So if you guys are passionate about fantasy football, grab 16 rounds. And when you guys check out, come hang out with NFL athletes on a live podcast experience like this. But guys, we're going to have Kyrie Williams, Trey Benson, Pat Fryman. It's going to be live. I priced it so everybody gets in. I priced it so everybody gets into the Fantasy Sports Summit because I wanted to create something that's never been done before. If you don't come to the Fantasy Sports Summit, you are missing out in history. You are missing out on fantasy football history. Fantasy Sports Summit, 16 rounds. Grab it below or thefantasyfootballcouncil.com. Now, guys, smash a thumbs up. Tap it, slap it. Like I said, I'm waiting for Breaking Brad. He's just coming out of the bathroom. He's in the bathroom right now. So as soon as he comes out, we're going to start with the breaking news. And man, oh man, it's been absolutely crazy. It's been wild. Oh, there he is right now. Breaking Brad, are you ready to go? Do you got the mic on? Cool. Hold on. Breaking Brad. Okay. All right. We're ready to start breaking news.
We now have breaking news.
There it is. Breaking news. And then we're going to get to the second round and how to make sure you have the optimal second round. We talked about the first round yesterday. So we're talking about the second round because those first couple rounds are precious. They're not necessarily going to win your league. Leagues are won in mid to late rounds when you get those guys like Sam Laporta last year told you to grab them. If you guys listened and didn't listen to the Kinshipsis, you would have had Sam Laporta. You would have drafted Tank Dell, Nico Collins. Now everybody's telling you Nico Collins round two. Like Nico Collins was wide receiver 55 last year. Same thing's happening with guys like Brian Thomas Jr. and Keon Coleman, wide receiver 50. These guys are wide receiver ones on their team. This is why I'm telling you guys, 16 rounds, so you know where to grab these guys and if you should grab them. And like, again, Christian Kirk ahead of Brian Thomas Jr. Really? Curtis Samuel ahead of Keon Coleman? Really? Guys, you got to start using this more. You got to start using this. I don't know what to tell you, man. You just got to start being smarter when it comes to fantasy football so you can leapfrog your friends in the Kinshipsis, okay? So breaking news here. Then I get to the comments. We got Q&A at the end. Man, does this like half hour go fast? Yesterday I was supposed to do half hour. We're an hour in. It's crazy. I still got to edit tomorrow's show. It's nonstop. Fantasy football is like 24/7. I do the morning show. I edit it. I comment back. I'm in the Patreon group. I'm doing everything, man. It's wild. It's wild, okay? So where's my news and notes here? Latest news and notes. Dude, it's been crazy. Just pulling up my news and notes. First thing is Jahmyr Gibbs. Again, I'm going to talk about this on tomorrow's show. Apparently, he's going to be good to go for week one. We talked about whether you should draft him or not. You should have listened to yesterday. That's what I'm telling you. Turn on the bell. Should have been on the show yesterday. We talked about whether you should draft Jahmyr Gibbs or not. I'm going to talk about it again tomorrow. Another show on draft or pass. My phone's going crazy right now with notifications from training camp and all that stuff. So Jahmyr Gibbs, he should be good to go week one. Whether that's going to actually happen or not, it's yet to be seen. I don't really know 100%, but Dan Campbell's saying he's good to go. Let's get to some of these questions and comments. Drop your questions and comments. I'll get to them, maybe throughout the show, but more or less, at the end as well for the Q&A section of the segment. Okay, so other news here. Matt Stafford left, hamstring injury, tightness. That's my problem, man. Like, we had such a good year out of Nakua. You got a healthy Cooper Kupp potentially, and maybe Stafford's going to get hurt. Puka is just way overinflated, coming off this astronomical pinnacle year. Is that going to carry over? Very, very unlikely. I'm passing on passing on Puka. Oh my God, what's a Pua? Anyone know what a Pua is? I have no idea. I'm passing on Puka. That was a total accident. Okay, who else we got? Jordan Addison, ankle injury, apparently not serious. Man, the Vikings got some issues. First of all, they don't got a running back. Second of all, they don't got a quarterback. And now you don't got your wide receiver too. I mean, apparently he's supposed to be good to go, but then that looming suspension, I'm completely out on Addison. Just not attractive at all for fantasy purposes. JJ McCarthy, we talked about it today. If you follow my IG, if you're not following on Insta, you're missing out. #1 Instagram page for fantasy sports. Follow at Fantasy Football Account. So turn on the bell there and watch my story mode. It's going to be wild, guys. There, lots of breaking news. JJ McCarthy out, torn meniscus in the knee, surgery, out indefinitely for the entire season. They're relying on Sam Darnold. I don't know what else to tell you. That's all I got to tell you. Again, there's other minor news here and there. Nothing really jumping out. Let me know if anything. Alvin Kamara had tightness in the back, blah, blah, blah. I've got no Alvin Kamara stock. So that's it for breaking news. Thank you, Breaking Brad.
We now have breaking news.
Thank you. Yeah, we know. Thank you. All right, so let's get to this, guy. Let's talk about the second round. I'm going to pull up quick screenshot here. Let's get rid of the latest news and notes. So real quick here, guys. So we're going to talk about the second round. We talked about the first round yesterday. Feel free to drop comments, questions, concerns. Oh, everybody, hit the thumbs up. Smash it. Hit the thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And comment. Smash the thumbs up, guys. Smash it, tap it, slap it. Let's get this out. Let's make this room boom. Boomin' roomin'. Okay, guys? I try to rhyme everything. It just sounds cooler once you rhyme. Like, don't be a donkey, draft Lad McConkey. And I had another one here. You'll be shedding a big tear if you don't draft Zamir. So once I say these things, they stick out. Do you like my rhymes, guys? Do you like the rhymes? I like the rhymes. I like it. Oh, if you want your question guaranteed to be answered, do exactly what Giancarlo is doing here, Castillo. Breaking Brad, sleeper QB you have stashed. Ooh, I got lots of those. 16 rounds has them. I don't know. I got this feeling that like Levis is going to do good. I don't know. I got Levis. In a 2-quarterback league, Bryce Young, I got him for free. But really, like, you just want to back up with the best possible quarterback, a Kirk Cousins, a Jared Goff, someone like that, ideally. That's what you want to do, okay? Because I'm going quarterback really early this year. I just feel that, like, in those rounds 2 to 4, you really want to be smart, which we're going to talk about. So let's do this. Let's just go round 2 here. What to do, what not to do. Turn on the bell and hit that thumbs up, guys, okay? So what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to take a look. Again, back-to-back picks here. I really like Henry here. If you go Gibbs, let's do this for educational purposes here. Let's go Jahmyr Gibbs. And I don't like the wide. I mean, you could go Harrison here. I like that. I like Drake London. I think Laporta's safe. He's already dealing with some hamstring injuries as well. I'm almost comfortable going, because I don't think Henry's going to come back. So if I go Henry here, then we get to see kind of who populates here in the second round. So, guys, take a look at this here. Ignore the third round. Pay no attention to the third round. We're talking second round. Garrett Wilson, right? He comes off late round 1, early 2. Kyron Williams, I think, is safe. Harrison. Pacheco's safe. Adams. There's a lot of safety here. The guys I don't feel uncomfortable with. The guys I'm not crazy on. And Laporta, by the way, comes round 2. There's other tight ends I like over Laporta. I think Ayuk in round 2 is ludicrous. I was just talking to Tim about it. It's going to be on tomorrow's show. First of all, Ayuk's a diva. Second of all, he only had 105 targets last year. That's like, 25th to 30th in targets. How do you justify a second-round pick on a guy at 105 targets? Like, that to me is crazy. And Nico Collins comes off round 2. Typically as well. So, I mean, this is really weird that Steve Nico round 3. If he's 3, I still think that's expensive. Let me pull that up here again. Sorry. Like, this is expensive. Like, round 3 Nico. So assume, like, I'm Xing Nico. I'm out on Nico round 2. I'm out on Nico completely this year. Again, he was wide receiver 55 last year. And you're telling me I got to spend a second round on Nico? I'm not doing it. Ayuk, I'm Xing Ayuk. I think he's a diva. I think he's going to get major target dilution. I think he's going to stay on the 49ers. That's what the way it looks like. He tried to like muscle them and like, try to bully them into like a big contract. I'm going to go here and nobody else wants you. I mean, the Patriots wanted him, right? But it's like, why don't you take your 32 mil? Maybe the guaranteed money wasn't there. Maybe you didn't like New England. Like, what's your issue, dude? Like, I'm not in on Ayuk at all. Jay Slay says, I don't draft Ayuk, don't like him in fantasy. So what do you do in round 2? Well, I'll tell you the optimal players to draft in each round. I do like Henry. I think Taylor's boom or bust, okay? I kind of like the double running back stack here at the end. I really like the double running back stack here as you go into round 2. I do, if you want to mix it up and get ace wide receiver, but I'm telling you guys, I still believe there's a ton of wide receivers you can get later. There's a ton of wide receiver ones you get later. I'm a believer of a ton of wide receiver later. But again, if you really feel like you want ace wide receiver here, I do like Garrett Wilson. I think the ceiling is high. I do like Marvin Harrison. Olave is safe, but not exciting. His 5 touchdowns last year is just not that appealing to me. It just is not. Again, guys, drop your questions below. I'm going to get to them here, okay? Again, not really appealing to me at all. Let me just put the banner up there. And hit the thumbs up. I want everybody to leave a thumbs up. Really helps the channel, okay? Smash it and drop your questions below. Again, I don't really like, I'm not crazy on Ayuk. I'm not crazy. Olave's safe. ATN and Achane. Let's talk about these two. I think ATN is safe, but like not explosive and excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not over the moon over ATN. Achane's a major risk. The reason with Achane, again, we haven't seen a lot. The 7.8 yards per carry was in such a limited time span, and he got hurt, and they drafted another guy, Jaden Wright, and they've got Mostert there. It's going to be a major wide receiver committee where the coaches have come out and said, man, hey, Mostert's still the guy. So I think that there's a lot of overinflation, in particular. Maybe we'll do round 3 tomorrow. And again, Nico should be coming off here round 2. Typically comes off round 2. But I think, again, like there's overinflation here with Nico. There's overinflation here with Ayuk. There's overinflation here with Achane. There's overinflation here with a lot of players. I think Pittman's safe and boring as well. Zay Flowers could be good, but a little overexpensive as well. Okay, we're getting to the 3rd round. So out of the 2nd round, if there's any questions, drop them. But I like I said, I like the double stack with the running back here. Again, I explained the 16 rounds. I think Garrett has a high ceiling. He's been doing great in training camp. I think Marvin Harrison, I just reading right now, I just had a report that he's making wild, outstanding catches. Where was it? I don't know where I read it, but he's doing great in camp. Marvin Harrison. I think Pacheco is safe, but he's not exciting to me. He's just not. Jacobs could be good. I'm just not really a Jacobs ambassador and fan. If you guys remember my channel years ago, he wanted to fight me. I said that I'd box him. He agreed, and then he blocked me. So that's a whole other discussion with Josh Jacobs. I'm just not a fan of him. And I think Marshawn Lloyd could take a step up. Mind you, Marshawn Lloyd dealing with his share of injuries. He hasn't been getting the reps as much as we want. But again, I just think he's more explosive than Jacobs. Jacobs obviously got the experience and a good offense. Jacobs is in a great situation. Don't get me wrong. I think Jacobs is kind of a boom or bust this year. But what's up, Jonathan Morrison? 16 rounds. Yes, if you haven't gotten 60 rounds, get it right now. You guys be like you said, the sheep. So again, when I look at this, guys, the safe guys, I'm just going to give it to you, right? Like, I like Henry. I think Taylor's kind of boom or bust. I don't have any stock of him. Garrett Wilson, tons of ceiling, right? Kyron, let's talk about Kyron. He was on my show. Go back and take a look at top 10 running backs about 3 weeks ago. He's going to be at the Fantasy Sports Summit. If you guys haven't got your ticket to the Sports Summit, grab it at thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. It's going to be amazing. Wednesday, August 21st. It's under a week away. He's there, and he's super confident. Like, he believes he's the starter. He should be the starter. He doesn't believe it. He actually is the starter. I think Blake Corum's going to dip into it. I hate to say it, man. I just think Blake Corum might be a bit of a pest, and that's a bit of a turnoff. And then you got the injury from last year. He said he's good, and I asked him, I'm like, should we draft you? Right? What would you say if like somebody were to draft you? He goes, isn't elephant? His exact thing was, isn't elephant heavy? So I'm like, yeah, man. Like, if you're confident, ask it, is an elephant heavy? Yes. Yes, it is. So it's like, yeah, okay, I'll draft you. So I'm in on Kyron a bit. I just don't have any stock in it, but I see the upside here. He did so much in a little bit of time. 1,144 yards, 15 all-purpose touchdowns, 12 on the ground, right? 3 receiving. Like, he got so much done in such little time. 12 games? So I definitely see the appeal to Kyron, but again, I think Blake Corum is going to dip into that, and then we got the injury concern. But again, after talking to him, having him on my show, he does seem very confident. Again, I like Marvin Harrison. I think the value's there. I think there's nobody else there. And that's a secret, guys. Not even a secret, but nobody talks about it. When you're drafting any wide receiver, particularly a wide receiver in the early rounds, you want to get a guy where the ceiling is big. Like, you want to get the big ceiling and you want the big gap between him and the wide receiver 2. Who's the wide receiver 2 on that team? I don't know. Michael Wilson. I don't care. I'm not drafting him. But I will tell you that he is the alpha on that team, and you want to draft alphas early. And when you look at a guy like Nico Collins, who typically comes off round 2, and again, in this simulation, he's showing round 3, but he typically comes off round 2. It's like you're looking at major target dilution, 109 targets. I keep picking on Nico Collins is because I just look at the situation and it doesn't look good. 109 targets last year for Nico, and now you've got Diggs there and Dell. It just doesn't look good for a round 2 pick for Nico Collins. It just doesn't. Then you got Adams and bad quarterback play. Mind you, you've got this guy here in this simulation is crazy because you've got 2 guys who have terrible quarterback play, whether it be Aiden or Minshew for Adams, and it's going to be Darnold for Jefferson. We talked about the injury here to J.J. McCarthy. So, but one thing you do get with these 2 guys is ultra elite talent, number 1, and you get a ton of volume. And that's a trade-off. Are you willing to deal with bad quarterback play to get somebody that's like really, really good, that's going to get a ton of volume, okay? Oh, Nana, what's up? Nana's got a question. Thank you for the support, guys. If you want your question popped up like this and asked. So he's asking Breaking Brad. If you guys don't know, Breaking Brad is our news guy. He's part of the team here. He's been employed this past season. He's not a man for many words, but we're going to ask him his opinion. Breaking Brad, what do you think about Brandon Ayuk? Let us know.
We now have breaking news.
That's it. There you have it. I know Nana really gets excited about this, but that's it. That's Breaking Brad's opinion on that. So let's get to some questions here. Again, as your questions are flowing through, again, I don't like Ayuk. Not sold on ATN. Atchain's boomer bust. And Jacobs, I'm not really a fan. Drake London, I like. He comes off round 2. I do like Drake London. Why do I like Drake London? It's very simple, guys. I like Drake London because it's a make or break year. This is it, man. It's like you got to do it this year. If Drake London doesn't do it this year, it's game over, okay? Those are the guys I like, okay? So, Nana says, great report, Brad. All right, drop your questions below. Let them load up. Smash a tap and hit the thumbs up. I'm going to get to these questions. Let's do a Q&A here. If you guys want direct access, and I'm spilling water on myself, the throat gets really dry. When you're talking, it gets dry. And I just did an episode with Tim the Bald Guy that we're releasing tomorrow morning, every morning, 7 a.m. So you guys make sure you turn on the bell. But, I just want to talk here. I'm going to get to your questions. And why do I have the wrong prompter? It's getting late, man. Smash thumbs up and drop a comment. That's the prompter I wanted. Okay. So drop your questions below. If you want direct access, guys, thefantasyfootballaccounts.com. Also, Patreon group. You got to get the captain package or up. And then what I do is I leave a post in the group, in the Patreon group, and then you get direct access to me to get your questions guaranteed. That's probably the best bang for your buck if you get the Patreon group. But if you want me to call you, I also have a direct phone call. I can call you guys as well. Thefantasyfootballaccounts.com. It's booking up fast. It's booking up fast. I'm telling you guys, some people wait last minute before their draft. They're like, man, dude, I can't get to all these calls. It's just going to get inundated. It gets crazy over this weekend and on. It's just going to get crazy. So book your time, thefantasyfootballaccounts.com for direct access. I'll call you. Okay. And join the front lines. Patreon.com/FFCounselor. Guys, go join right now. You guys are going to love it. All right, let's get to the questions here. That's in-season stuff too. Like waiver wire, all that delivered to you. Starts and sits, everything. All right. This is a good question here. Counselor, what your team, I'm guessing you're saying what's your favorite team and why do you wear a different hat every video? I started doing the every hat thing simply because I just started buying hats that had my fantasy football players. So that's all I do. It's like I just draft if I own that player in fantasy, I just bought the hat. So I ended up with a ton of hats. I don't even know if I have any more. I got the Colts hat behind me. The rest are like not around here, but I have them all around. And it's just like I got a ton of hats. So I don't really have a team. I just support my fantasy team and my players. That's it. Let's keep going with the questions. Justin has a question here. What late round players do you think have a lot of upside? All that's in the 60 round. I'm not going to share it here. You guys got to get 60 in rounds, Justin. But I will give you a couple. I think Romeo Dobbs, round 9, has a ton of upside. And I don't want to give up too much. A lot of the upside guys, there's a lot of crapshoot going on right now in regards to which running back is going to be the one that's going to break out. You got Blake Corum later. You got Bucky Irving on the Buccaneers. You've got Tyrone Tracy, who's banged up. I think he should be good to go. Eric Gray did good in preseason. Kamani Vidal could easily emerge. I heard J.K. Dobbins is good to go. He's as good. I think the coach said he's good as any if he's healthy, but that's a big if, right? So there's a ton of sleepers, breakouts. There's a ton of the guys I like. Tight end. There's a ton of guys that could break out, like Theo Johnson, guys like that. So, again, 60 rounds is all the answers. That I could show you a full mock draft and I go over all the sleepers at each position. So I'll tell you which quarterback to get and who to back them up with, which tight end to get and who to back them up with, which wide receivers to get, when to get them, and who to back them up with. Okay, so 16 rounds is complete. Anybody that got 16 rounds, drop it below. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think of 16 rounds? When you guys got 16 rounds, you're going through it. I know a bunch of people here got it. I'll shout you guys out. Who's got 60 rounds? Tell me how you feel with your roster with 16 rounds. In the comments, drop it. 16 rounders, drop in the comment if you got it. Let me know what you guys think, okay? I want to hear it from you guys. I'll shout you out and we can talk about it, okay? Let's see here. Quentin Messenger says super helpful. Let's go. Who's this Larry Pex? Larry. Oh, Larry, that's a crazy picture. Who's that? Who's that? Is that you? Is that AI? Ooh, Larry. That's a wild picture, dude. He says, Amon-Ra at number 1, then double RB. What you think? That could work. Again, it depends, because it gets really thin. And I had people DMing me, man, and they're literally dude, everybody went RB crazy. Now, that being said, there's a lot of leagues going heavy wide receiver crazy. So it's wild, man. It's the Wild West there, but I'd rather go running back, wide receiver, or running back, wide receiver, running back. But again, in that third round, it already gets dicey. It gets dicey fast. I'm telling you. Okay, some people got 60 rounds. Let's see here. Who's this? Ex-Scorpion Sting. Says 16 rounds really helped me. Miles from the past couple of years. Thank you, Joe. So he's miles better from the past couple of years. Awesome. You're going to feel warm and fuzzy once you got 16 rounds. Awesome. Let's get to some more questions here. Drop them below. Jonathan Morrison says it's great. Draft next week. David G. He's got a question here. Non-PPR 12th pick, no Barkley. Who you pick? So if Barkley is gone, who do you pick? Henry says, by the way, I bought 16 rounds for the past 5 years. Awesome. Okay, so thank you. David, so you said if Barkley's gone, who do you pick? That's going to be tough. Again, I don't know who else is left. I'd have to know who's left. That's the question. You could go this stack right here with Jameer and Henry, but again, you're going to be pissed off once you see Jameer Gibbs with Montgomery coming out on that first drive. I've told this to a lot of people here, right? I'm hoping Barkley falls. You could go Taylor Henry. You could go Kyron Henry, or you could just simply get the best available running back and then get a Garrett or a Marvin Harrison and stack them, okay? But, David, if you got 16 rounds, I go over every single scenario. And, again, it may sound annoying. I keep talking about 16 rounds. It's just all the answers are there. It's really just revolutionary. I made it so that all the answers are there. And that's the thing with rankings. They don't help you. So everybody just does these rankings, they draft on ADP, do this, do that. But it doesn't help you. That's why 16 rounds actually does. I'm telling you, it actually works. It really, really works. Okay. Let's keep going through some questions here. I got to get organized here with my app here. Again, If you got 16 rounds, the answer's there. But Eli, Jaden Reed or Watson, Romeo Dobbs. There's your answer. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Better value, and he's already slated as the wide receiver 1. Where Jaden Reed and Watson are coming off, I'm drafting other players. I'm drafting players that I like that are going to be home run hitters at those ADPs, okay? Tattoo Destroyer in the house. What's up, Tattoo Destroyer? I like your Spartan logo there. What's up, everybody? And he's actually a general in the. Are you a general in the Patreon group, or you were a general or something like that? What's up, man? Are you concerned about CMC, dude? Have you not listened to any of my comments below? Actually, this is a great question, Martin. Martin, you must be new to the club. Welcome to the club. Since Martin's asked, let's answer this for Martin. Why don't you guys drop this question here? Are we concerned about CMC? Well, we talked about this yesterday. Well, why don't we just pull it up? 7 reasons why we're not drafting CMC this year. Martin, why don't we go through this with you again since you missed yesterday's amazing tutorial on this? He got married recently. He's got a Super Bowl hangover. This is my chicken scratch, by the way. He's on the Madden cover. He's coming off 2 pinnacle years. 2, not 1, but 2. He's old as dirt. He's injury already. Like, that's the key, right? Already, it's in capitals. And he got paid, so he's not hungry. Okay? There you go. Martin, I mean, you really got to turn the bell on, dude. Like, you got to get with the program here. Like, I don't want, like, that's it. So there, Martin's up to date now. All right, let's get to some more questions here. Mark DeBruyne says, avoid him unless he falls to the second. All-Star says Super Bowl hangover. Absolutely. All right, guys, listen. I mean, half an hour. I'm going to stick to the time limit of half an hour today. Michael says, are you worried about Henry's age? No, the offense is too good. I mean, if Gus Bus had 13 touchdowns last year, he's going to rock it. Like, he's really going to rock it this year, okay? So again, guys, go grab the 16-round draft solution. Hit the thumbs up. On your way out, hey, everybody, hit the thumbs up. Thumbs up, Lion smash. Smash it on the way out. I'm going to be on again tomorrow night, 8:30. Keep the content rolling for you guys on these lives. Listen, I appreciate everybody being here. I want you guys to turn on the bell. I do breaking news, all that stuff. And again, if you don't got a ticket to the Fantasy Sports Summit, you're missing out. This is Fantasy Meets Reality. First time ever. We're going to make history together. Grab a ticket to the summit at thefantasyfootballaccounts.com and go grab 16 rounds, okay? Listen, I appreciate you guys. Turn on the bell. Thumbs up on the way out. I'm going to keep the content rolling for you guys. Big things coming. It's going to be massive. Fantasy football is back. It's time to get excited, guys. It's a great time to be alive with fantasy football. It's awesome. Turn on the bell. Thumbs up on the way out. I'll talk to you guys later on. I'll be back on tomorrow, and tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. we got a show. See you.